All right, we're back with part 2 of the top 100 rappers of all time, and we're going to be doing 79 through 60. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right into this one since you watched the last video. All right, so jumping into this one, we got Rick Ross, which was where we left off on the last one. 79 is Lil Kim. Now this one, I'm okay with the placement on this one. Again, not a giant Lil Kim fan. I have heard all of her stuff, and honestly, this one sits just fine with me. Number 78 is Del the Funky Homo Sapien. If you didn't know, Ice Cube's cousin. I like the placement on this one. Del's incredible. I absolutely love seeing him on the list. I think he gets overlooked a little bit in some of the other lists. 77 is Blue. Now, Blue is definitely somebody that I've just recently been kind of introduced to. So I don't have a lot of familiarity again with Blue. Definitely an artist that I want to go back through and listen to a little bit more. So the placement on this one, I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments. Do you think this is good? Too high, too low, just right? Jumping down into 76. Now, Too Short is one of my absolute favorites of all time. Me personally, I want to put him higher, but I think 76 is probably pretty good for Too Short. I love that he's on the list. He's an absolute legend. He was doing stuff in the hip hop game and making numbers in the hip hop game well before people like really started to take off. I mean, his album sales that he was doing himself out of Oakland are incredible. Numbers that artists today with bigger platforms to get noticed on don't do as well as Too Short did out of his freaking trunk. So again, absolutely love seeing Too Short on this one. Like I said, one of my favorites of all time. 75 is Young Jeezy. I'm surprised to see him low on this one. Not really low, but again, one of my favorites. I love Jeezy. And again, we haven't seen the rest of the list, so it'll be interesting to see what I think about the list or his placement at the end of this one. Going down to 74, we're looking at Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, I'm okay with this one. They like to put Nicki pretty high in a lot of lists, and I definitely don't agree with it. She's great. At longevity, she's going to do great, even going forward from here. So for me, I think 74 is probably just right for her. 73 is Future. Future. Now this one, I'm surprised he's not a little bit higher just with his catalog. I think it's probably more towards influence is maybe why he's not higher up on the list. He's got an incredible catalog to go through. Big fan of Future. Coming in at 72 is Freddie Gibbs. Again, absolutely love Freddie Gibbs. The Madlib collab that he just did, Pinata, 2 incredible albums. Absolutely love Freddie Gibbs. Placement on this one I think is probably pretty good. 71 is LP. Huge fan of LP, going way back. And of course, absolutely kills it with Run the Jewels. One of my favorite groups, one of my most listened to groups over the last few years. And again, with the roster that he's competing with, I think this is probably pretty good placement for him. Number 70 is AZ, another one that I am familiar with AZ's work, but not several album listens on this guy. So again, I'm going to leave it to you guys in the comments. Is this one too high, too low? Moving into 69 is E40, the Bay Area Beast. I love E40. And honestly, E40 for me is an artist that grew on me over time. I listened to him when he came out. Obviously, I mean, I was listening to Bay Area hip hop for a long time. So I've known about him ever since he came out, but didn't listen to him too much when I was younger. When he first came out, I was definitely listening to more Spice One, Too Short, but I always kept E40 in my back pocket. Definitely liked him, but over the years, he has definitely grown more and more as one of my favorite artists, especially from the Bay Area. Number 68 is Beanie Sigel. This one for me, probably pretty good placement. Again, I'm actually surprised he's a little higher on this one. I probably would have expected him more in the 70s, 80s, probably. Now, jumping into 67 is one that I'm going to be completely honest with. Fabolous, I really don't know his catalog at all. Was never a huge Fabolous fan. I've heard a couple of his real big hit songs, of course. I think most people have. But I honestly never really dove too deep into his catalog just because, I don't know, it's just one of those artists that never really clicked with me, so I never dug too much further. But if you look at other lists, Fabolous is one of those guys that ends up on a lot of top 25 and definitely top 50 lists. So this is somebody that admittedly, I need to go back through and really dig into his catalog and see what all the hype is about. Going into 66 is going to be Phife Dawg. Absolutely love this pick. Tribe Called Quest is probably in my top 3, top 5 of all time. Him and Q-Tip, two incredible MCs. Absolutely love these guys. He's got a huge catalog that proves why he's up in this list. 65 is going to be Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, I'm actually surprised they didn't put her a little bit higher in this one. Absolutely incredible lyrically. I wish she would put out more between the Fugees, kind of some of the side projects and collabs that she's done, and then the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Definitely proven herself to be a top MC. And honestly, I just wish she would put out more because I think she would shoot even higher up in this list. 64. Absolutely love Sean Price. Love seeing him in this list. I'm glad he's on here. Definitely, I think the placement for Sean Price is good on this one. And if you haven't heard Monkey Bars, you need to go out and listen to it right now. Number 63 is DJ Quick. DJ Quick is another really good one. Love DJ Quick. I'm surprised he's not higher on this list. He's got an amazing catalog, and his first several albums are just absolutely killer. Jumping down to 62, we've got Aesop Rock. Aesop Rock is another one. None Shall Pass is a great album. He's got several incredible albums. Absolutely love seeing him on this list. And again, I got to look at the rest of the list. But again, I'm kind of surprised he's a little bit lower on the list than I would have probably placed him. All right, jumping into 61, we've got Big L. Now, Big L is another one. Absolutely incredible lyricist. He's honestly considered one of the greatest. And I think he would be much higher up on this list if he didn't pass RIP Big L. But when he was here and what he released really cemented him as a top lyricist. So a little disappointed to see him this far down on the list. But again, unfortunately, not due to his doing it all. He doesn't have the catalog that like really catapults him up to the top 20-30. And number 60 is Tech N9ne. Tech N9ne is another one. I'm actually surprised they put him this high up on the list. Tech N9ne is incredible, and he's been around a long time too. So you definitely see him pop up in lists here and there. But again, another artist that I think gets a little overlooked when it comes to this list or these types of lists. So I'm absolutely excited that he's on this list. All right, so that's pretty much it for part 2. In part 3, we're going to be starting at 59 and we're going to be going down to 40. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, jump over to the next video, and we'll see you in the next one.